I'm Vinnie, Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Just like the woman on the other mic. I'm talking about the beautiful Miss Gina Grad. Yeah. Right.
What time's your next show?
My next show is VIP group at 6. So I got a lot of.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Because we can do one more, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a Stone song that now that I'm on Stones.
I know you really are.
Let's see. Give Me Shelter, Beast of Burden.
I love that song. I love that song.
I can't remember how some of these start. That's why I don't know.
I think Beast of Burden gives you a little head on that.
Let's find out. Yeah, that's enough. I can get everything in a lot of time, right?
Yep.
All right, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Yeah, Gina, my feet are hurting.
The Hoyton. Yeah, you are on such a Rolling Stones roll, and I'm loving it.
Oh wait, hang on. New show.
Oh wait, new hat. Oh, that's my favorite hat still.
Everybody likes the gray, the gunmetal gray.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. The orange is great, and if you ever lose someone in a crowd, you'll find them. But this one is just so cool. Because you know what it reminds me of? Without being obvious, and I don't even know if it was on purpose, but the design of it and the way it pops on this gray one reminds me of like the Vegas sign.
Really?
You know what I mean? It's very cool. And but understated in that gray, gunmetal gray. So yeah, that's very cool.
Well, this was done by our very own Leona.
So good.
Leona Yeager, who actually works for the show. And as a matter of fact, she's a designer. She's an artist, and but she does graphic designs. And I asked her, I said, look, we need to come up with a VIP hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on a VIP hat right now. When I say we, I mean Leona.
Right.
And so hopefully she will come up with a design soon.
Yeah, she does really beautiful, clean designs. That's not all, as my Yiddish family would say, it's not all cocked up with, just extra stuff. And no, it's just clean. It's a really nice design.
Yeah. Yeah. So we love what Leona does, and more power to her. Gina, how are you doing? How's everything going in your end?
I'm good. I'm very good. I know we've talked on other episodes that I'm sorry to say it's not exercise, but I've been walking like a crazy person. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Walking is exercise. Walking like crazy. I'm down another 5 pounds, which I'm very happy about, and I'm very proud of myself, and it just feels good. When we've had the kid here pretty much every single day all summer, and kind of found our rhythm. And he and Andy, my husband, go and play basketball twice a day, once in the afternoon and once we either call dusketball or night skitball, depending on what time they go. Once in the day to, do pickup games with, whoever's up there. And then at night when it cools off, and then I go walk the track while, I'm a Pied Piper. I'm just like my dad. I just want to be left alone and listen to my podcast and listen to my music, but I got a trail of kids following me. They want me to play with them. So if I can be sort of, my hat and my big sunglasses where they don't spot me, I'll go walk the track while they play basketball. And it's just been a really nice summer.
That's what I like to hear. You took a vacation
Mm,
And, I, I was looking at that going, Serena and I need to do something like that because our
yeah.
vacations are not real vacations right now. We have to take long trips. Of course, we have a puppy, and I went through all the medicine stuff. But she was leaving town a lot to go shoot a show
Mhm.
that she's on right now. So, folks, as of the 19th, this is probably coming out after the 19th. If you go to Peacock, you'll see Serena Scott Thomas on, I think, 35 plus episodes of Days of Our Lives. So everyone's excited about Serena and Days of Our Lives. So I will be watching a soap opera for the first time
Oh,
in my life.
you know what? For somebody who loves Lifetime movies as much as you do, this is not that much of a leap.
Right, because I think a lot of those actors and actresses end up on, I don't watch Lifetime. Gina, I'm not a loser.
Sorry, what do you watch? Hallmark.
Hallmark. Lifetime.
I didn't know there was a difference. Sorry, it's not my genre.
I don't like Lifetime is more Lost in Love, the Jenny Smith story.
Right.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, Bed is Burning.
Right, The Burning Bed.
You know, the Jackie Thomas story. It's like,
Right.
no, come on.
You don't have time for that. This is you
No.
like the feel good, the Christmas specials.
Listen, for
Yeah.
a guy that never eats sugar, I sure in the hell love some syrup, and I can get that.
For a guy who's not Jewish, you sure love schmaltz.
Oh boy, do I. And Hallmark hands that out in spades.
Yeah.
I've been laughed at and criticized by both of my sister-in-laws. Like I'll say, like I could say anything. Like I don't want to have lunch until 12:30. You guys want to do it at 12, but says the guy who watches Hallmark. It's like, why do we have to bring it up?
They're going ad hominem.
Yeah, it's like, they start off at ad hominem, those two. So, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. And Kristen goes hard in the paint. I mean,
Oh, really?
she doesn't just say Hallmark. She thinks I'm watching Hallmark Christmas movies the whole year.
Yeah. You're not?
No, I watch other Hallmark stuff. I like the mysteries.
Oh, I didn't know there were mysteries.
Those Hallmark mysteries. And nothing ever follows in a Hallmark mystery. It's always just they pick someone out and it's like, okay, they weren't doing anything to allow you to learn that.
A couple of plot holes.
They could learn a thing or two from Agatha Christie, I would
Sure.
say.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah. Light lift.
And they have the mysteries. Of course, they have, the girls that, they work in the city, but for whatever reason, they got to go find some artifacts in, somewhere in Utah.
Vermont or yeah.
Yeah. And,
first her and the sexy lumberjack bump heads.
oh, they hate each other at first.
Right. Yeah.
He cannot stand the sight of her with her Starbucks cup. And she just thinks, yeah, yeesh. Yeah, what the hell? And it makes no sense because I'm looking at the guy going, okay, I'm not gay, but yeah, if I were to be, I don't know, I curious.
Yeah. He makes me curious.
Yeah. Right. But except everyone can see that except the girl from the city.
Yeah. Right? Until he gets her out of a jam and, she sees him for who he is.
Well, look, if they're hiking, somehow there will be, when it's coming because they'll start showing the very clean hiking boots on this woman.
Sure.
I own a bunch of hiking boots. The only time my hiking boots look like this is when I go to the store to purchase them.
Yeah, from the cash register to the car.
Yeah. After that, I mean, Gina, if I showed you my hiking boots, you'll say, wait, did you walk through where did you walk through? Did you
just get back from the moon?
Yeah, it's like how did you get them all scraped up on the top? How did that happen? Right. So, yeah, whenever you see the foot, you know that the foot's going to kind of all of a sudden get in like a little rock jam.
yeah.
and do it'll move around. The girl will go, "Ow!" and she falls, and then he catches her.
Sure.
And then when they move apart and their eyes catch,
Yeah.
oof,
Oh,
that's it.
your heart just explodes.
Why do I like watching this? Because I hate politics.
Mhm.
I'm not going to watch any of these political shows.
Oh,
Even
you missed
even
the debate, which I wouldn't say you missed much.
no, I watched the debate.
Oh boy.
I watched the debate.
Like, Waldorf and Statler from the Muppets.
We'll talk off the air if you want to talk off the air about the debate. I mean, I
I mean,
don't
what's
do
to
politics
say
in this show, but
that we don't already know?
yeah, I think everyone has said it. You
Yeah.
know, it's sad. Um, at any rate, yeah, I
Oh,
just like to
good.
hide and watch Hallmark.
And you know what? I think that's perfectly reasonable. I'm not somebody who I don't watch reality TV. Like, I've never seen The Real Housewives or Bachelor. That's not my thing. It's not my thing. But I get why people do it. I have very smart friends that are obsessed with Vanderpump Rules, which I've never seen, because it's the same thing. You need an escape. Life is difficult. And sometimes you just got to watch two rich broads flip tables at each other, I guess.
What is the Vanderpump Rule?
I think okay, I'm not being willfully obtuse here. I'm not totally sure. I think Lisa Vanderpump was one of the Real Housewives and then got a spinoff, and then she, like, runs a restaurant or something, and that's Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, so I thought you were saying it's a rule, like how they have like hmm, there's names to things. When you said Vanderpump Rule, I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of like what are some of these sniglets?
Oh, Sniglets! Oh my god!
w-
Like a yeah, like an idiom.
all right, all right.
I
No, no.
can't remember.
Wait. Like the Mandela effect.
Right,
When you
right.
said
I see.
when you said Vanderpump Rules, I
Yeah,
thought it was
like
the rules of the Vanderpump, kind of like
I see.
this is
Like
actually a person.
yeah, this is Lisa Vanderpump who runs a restaurant or ran a restaurant, and it's her spinoff show.
Okay, you
And
can
that's what I'm saying.
understand how I could think this is kind of like
Yeah,
the Mandela effect, right?
100%.
Okay.
And these aren't my thing because I don't like to watch rich people throw all the belongings in the face of good hardworking people like myself and and be mad at each other for nothing. I could do that. I could go to a family reunion for that. But some people just need an escape, and if that's yours, I ain't judging. So yours, perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. God love you in your Hallmark movies.
My thing is Serena watches a thing called the Love Island. Are
I
you
haven't
familiar
seen
with
it.
this?
I
Okay.
know it exists.
And she always wants me to watch, so I'll watch with her. And most of these people are talking. It's British, but some of these people are Welsh,
Mm.
which that's a third world language. And then the rest of them have glottal stops and everything else. Serena has to run chyrons under it when she's
To
watching.
have closed captioning.
And my favorite thing is like they all have bathing suits on all the time,
Right.
the whole show.
That's the uniform.
And the girls, all of them are thongs going right up their ass,
Sure.
right? Which I'm not upset about.
Yeah, it's not a
Um,
problem.
but I love when they stand up, they kind of pull it out of their ass. It's like, what are you
Yeah.
pulling out? It's going to go right back in. There's nothing to pull out.
Yeah, it was designed to stay where it is.
Yeah, it's designed to be up against your anus. What are you pulling out? Am I making sense, Gina?
You're making sense. I think it's just a natural reaction to something being in that spot, yet that's the suit you chose, and that's where it stays.
Right.
I get it. The only thing I ever got into to kinda hate watch with my husband just for fun was Love Is Blind, but then even got bored of that. I think I introduced you to that naked show and then I got bored of that.
Serena and I watched exactly 2 episodes,
Yeah,
and I was like, "I can't do this anymore." I
I
never thought I would get tired of looking at female genitalia,
same.
but, it doesn't all look the same.
It does not. I thought I could watch this show forever. This is amazing, and then I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Does the audience realize what can you explain the show a little bit?
British show, exactly. It's a British show, and it's the exact opposite of like the dating game where you only hear someone's voice and hear their personality. This is literally you are just judging them on what they look like. And like Vinny said, first they reveal the feet, then the knees, then the nether regions, and it keeps going up, 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 up till you finally get to their face. And that's how the person chooses who they want to go on a date with. It's called, oh boy, I really shouldn't have put in BBC Naked because that
It should have been called Naked and Afraid, but that's a whole different show.
that's a different show. You'd actually probably do well on that. Naked Attraction.
Yeah. And folks, they show full on genitalia.
All of it.
And
that's the whole point.
When Serena and I were watching, it was like, no, they're going to have like a bikini or something on it, fuzz it out. We were eating on TV trays down in my office here. And then they got to the middle part. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I don't know.
We're going to do a 180, a very much a non sequitur, because I've been sitting on the story for a couple of weeks and we just hadn't been able to get to it. But usually when we talk about like influencer fitness mommies, it's like, ugh, God, now what are they saying? I found a story on one that I don't know if anyone's brought up to you yet, but I think that this woman, that you are going to champion her and say, screw the haters, because she's gotten a lot of hate online for what she puts in her 5-year-old's lunchbox. So, and I thought, well, it's kind of how I make my kids' lunch during the school year. But a lot of people pissed off at this woman named Sarah Stevenson because on TikTok, she showed what her 5-year-old takes to preschool for his lunchbox every day. And it's curried eggs, sticks of cucumber and carrot, some low sugar, high protein blueberry yogurt, pumpkin seeds, a baby bell cheese, avocado, some fruit, and one seeded cracker. And people came after her going, a growing boy needs carbs. Where are the carbs? Where are the carbs? And her followers are pissed. And she said, look, I respect what you're saying, but please respect, my kid likes this food and I'm not hurting him. And when I pack my stepson's lunches, they kind of look like this. It's like a charcuterie board with cheese and meat and veggies and that's what he likes to eat too. And people are going after her going, you're not giving your kid enough carbs.
It makes no sense. It literally makes zero sense.
She caught hell.
Well, of course.
Showing these people.
Do you know? Are you familiar with the tweet heard around the world?
Mm-mm.
Okay. This reminds me of that.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, Dr. Timothy Noakes, who's probably done more research than scientific research within a university on athletic, just athletic. So the reason we have so much bullshit going on in athletic research and science when it comes to running and riding bikes fast and everything else, when it comes to nutrition and what you should actually do, is because a lot of it is conjecture, right? No one wants to put the money into that research because we're just trying to make humans faster and we're not trying to save anyone. So the universities frown upon it. But yeah, Tim Noakes has done more than anyone else in that realm and is a very smart man. Not only is he a medical doctor, an MD, but also has been a professor at a major university and has run whole departments for a gazillion years.
Okay.
He's written incredible books on the subject and so on and so forth. His book, The Lore of Running, is probably in its 5th reiteration, right? It's just, the man's amazing. But at some point, he got off of the carb train when he noticed that even in his 40s, he kept running more and more and more and kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And then started looking at carbohydrates and went, oh, wait, the stuff that Gary Taubes is talking about, there's some truth behind it, and started looking into it and started doing some research and working with athletes and has done incredible work. Well, he got on the bandwagon to go, I'm not so sure we need grains at all or sugars.
Mm,
You know,
sounds
vegetables are more than enough.
well, because they have carbs in them.
Yeah, vegetables are carbohydrates. And Tim Noakes famously went onto real media before social media was a thing and took his book, Law of Running, and said, here's the section on national television around the world, and ripped out he goes, this is the nutrition section, and rips it out. He goes, everything I believed is wrong. Now, for any scientist to do that and make that about face, most scientists can never do what Tim Noakes did.
My
Well, the
God.
world went against him that day, right? Just just like me, when you put out movies like Fat a Documentary,
Mhm.
and you get to your fourth documentary and you're wondering why Amazon's not releasing it,
Where is it?
you know,
Dirty keto.
where's Dirty Keto, right? So these things happen whenever you make big time headlines somewhere. If you're going against the grain, you're fucked.
Literally. Yeah.
Well, the tweet heard around the world was Tim Noakes, where a mother, it was a loaded tweet. Someone put it up there. I'm taking my toddler off of breast milk and want to move him into real food. What do you suggest? And he said something to the effect of animal protein, such as meat, any kind of animal meat, and dairy and vegetables are all fine.
Mhm.
For that tweet, Tim
Oh, boy.
Noakes went through 2 trials costing millions of dollars in South Africa, saying that putting out this kind of information is harmful. To tell people online, to be a noted doctor and telling people, how dare you tell people to have their kids eat meat, dairy, and vegetables? I see the look on your face, Gina.
I'm confounded and confused.
You and me both. 2 trials. He won handily. As a matter of fact, my friend Nina Teicholz and I think Zoe Harcombe, 2 people that do the Friday show all the time, both went there and was on the stand for the trial. And the opposing counsel, whenever they would take breaks, who was grilling Nina Teicholz, would come out in the hall of the courtroom and go, "Hey, would you mind signing my book?" They,
Stop
they had
it.
she was signing their books, because they're all fans of Nina Teicholz and Tim Noakes, but they had to grill them,
Oh my
grill them.
God.
They won the trial, and in South Africa, there's no such thing as no double jeopardy. They spent millions and did it again
Oh my
over the
God.
same thing, over an innocuous tweet.
Who's behind this? They always say follow the money. What
You
who
tell
cares?
me. You tell me.
I mean, is there a giant grain council in South Africa that I'm not familiar with? Probably. I don't
I think it
know.
goes big in South Africa, but that's just me.
Wow.
Why would
Because
Amazon stop my movie?
I
Why would they stop Tim?
don't know.
Why would you have 2 trials against a man who said nothing,
Oh my God.
nothing harmful?
That's I don't know. I don't understand. And I know, like, I mean, agree, disagree. I don't know that much about it, but Maya Bialik, the actress from everything, beaches and what's the science sitcom with young Sheldon,
Oh,
Bazinga is going to drive everyone insane.
yeah,
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, yeah.
Maya Bialik. She's she for her kids, like Orthodox Jewish, but I don't think that that has anything to do with this, but was like really into like co-sleeping with her kids and like elimination communication, which means her babies never wore diapers, and she just kind of learned the signs that they have to go to the bathroom, and then she puts them on the toilet. And the reason I bring this up, because like she was really into it, was I believe I heard on one of her podcasts that the reason doctors tell moms to give like rice and like rice-based stuff to their kids, to their babies, is to bind them up while they sleep so they don't have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And I thought, well, that's an interesting theory. I didn't know that. I thought, when a doctor recommends something, it's because it's healthy and it's because it's what you're supposed to give. But according to what I remember Maya Bialik saying, it's just a binder, just so they don't have to go to the bathroom when it's not convenient for you. And I'm thinking, well, is that a good enough reason to get
That's interesting. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if any doctor, I think doctors go through medical school just learning what they learn. I don't think
right?
any doctor really cares about when your kid shits.
But I
Yeah.
mean, or if a doctor said that to her that it's just a convenience thing, if you want to
I would
bind
like
them
to
up,
know the
then we'll
doctor
do it.
that said that because most doctors think that grains, because it's what they're taught,
Right,
one of the macronutrients that you need. And as a matter of fact, it's the main staple, is what they're teaching these guys now, whether it's
right,
pasta or rice or anything else.
right.
So I don't.
Cheerio.
I,
You
I,
always
I,
got to have
I'm
that
not
bag of
sure.
Cheerios.
I look. I agree with trying to raise your kid as natural as you can, but not using diapers. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Whatever crazy she's into is fine.
Hey, man, I wouldn't have the time for it.
Yeah, I don't know who would, unless you're, a famous actress who has time to sit there and watch your kids shit the bed, literally. Uh, but the bottom line is I don't know if doctors think that far down the
Yeah,
track.
maybe not.
Now, if a doctor he and his wife had a kid, or she is a doctor and she had a kid, and she goes, you know what, rice is binding, and I don't want to get up at 2 a.m.
Right.
Let me give this kid rice.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Or I
True.
can see where a doctor friend of Bialik, how do you say her first name? How are you saying that?
Mayim.
Mayim Bialik.
Yeah.
Um, if a doctor friend says, look, Mayim, you want to make it through the night? Give that kid some rice. Look, there were parents back in the day. It's like, wait a minute, the kid's teething. Just a little
little,
thimble of booze.
little whiskey on the gums.
Yeah, that'll calm it down. So there's been that kind of crazy stuff. Look, Gina, your mom can probably tell you this.
Oh boy.
Although I don't think she was having kids in the early 70s or late 60s.
No. No.
You know what
No.
doctors told moms to do in order
What?
to lose the baby weight?
What?
Smoke. I'm not making
Really?
that up. You can look that shit up.
What about while they're breastfeeding?
I don't know. But doctors would tell women, you want to lose weight? Smoke. You want to get rid of that baby weight? Smoke.
Well, and if Mad Men showed us anything, you have a baby on one hip, a cigarette in the other, and then a martini that you're, slurping with your mouth.
Yeah.
So I buy it.
Yeah.
And especially with commercials back in the day of, 4 out of 5 doctors agree that the toasted tip cigarette is the healthy one or whatever the hell they would say.
Oh, they would tell you smoke cools. They're good on your throat.
Oh, refreshing on your
Look,
throat.
I never smoked a cigarette in my life. I know these ads,
Same.
right?
They're iconic for how insane they are.
There was one where a woman had a black eye. Do you know this one?
No.
And you know what the tagline was?
What?
I'd rather fight than switch. That was a tagline. I want to say it was Torrington. Look it up, Gina. Put into the Google machine, I'd rather fight than switch. We were talking about the airlines the other day and women basically doing costume changes. And if
Yep.
you weighed over a certain amount, you lost your job. They had women with black eyes. That was an ad campaign.
There it is.
Okay, am I making that up? And
You're not.
with,
Us Puritan smokers would rather fight than switch.
yep. And there's women with black eyes.
Oh, there's more. There's tons of women with black eyes.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Oh, there's so many. Oh, here's 2 together.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, here's an older gal. There's a huge campaign.
Yeah, it didn't go on for 5 minutes. That was my entire childhood, and these commercials used to be on television. I smoked
Wow.
Torrington. I'd rather fight than switch.
And whatever happened to Terryton?
They're probably still out there.
Oh my God. According to my mom, had you ever heard of Lark cigarettes?
Yeah, Lark was
Okay.
big.
So apparently there was a commercial a million years ago in Chicago that said, "Show us your larks." And people would turn around and show their larks. And my grandmother was one of the ones that turned around and showed her larks.
Really?
Because, oh, of course, she had the sequined cigarette pouch.
Mhm.
And there were always cigarettes with bright red lipstick around it. Oh, yeah. Show us your larks.
Yeah, I
Get
talk about that all the time. I mean, every house you would go into, people had fancy ashtrays. Whether we had ashtrays at our house, neither of my parents smoked. There was no smokers in our house, but we had ashtrays, and we had like my mom had. It wasn't real crystal, but it was glass.
The Fire King. I know exactly
It
what you're
was
going to say.
glass, but it was a lighter.
Oh, those are
Yeah,
fancy.
but no, we didn't have like the crystal one. We had like the fake one
Sure.
because people would come over.
Yeah.
And if people would just come over and smoke, you didn't say, "Do you mind if I smoke in your house?" They would just go. They would pull a cigarette out, and you would just hand them an ashtray like you would. We had ashtrays in our house everywhere, and my parents didn't smoke. And we had a couple of lighters. But one
Uh-huh.
was like the fancy one,
Yep.
and then we had the. I have them here, Gina. As you know, I have Zippo collections.
No, I know
I'm
you
a big
do.
Zippo fan. I have Zippos all over the place because we had Zippos in the house when I was a kid.
And nobody smoked.
No one
And
smoked.
I'll do you one better. In my lifetime, in my childhood, when I would go to summer art camp in the summer, we'd come home and I'm so proud of my glazed ashtray
Yeah,
that I'm bringing home. Just because I don't know, kids just make ashtrays. That's just what we do. Nobody
yeah.
smoked in our house either.
But you
But
had to.
the children's art projects were always ashtrays.
My parents still have. I know. I didn't see any of the lighters. Maybe there was a lighter and it was just in a corner of a thing because no one comes over and smokes anymore. But my parents still have ashtrays about their house,
Oh my god.
right?
It's decoration.
Yeah, it's decorated. It's like they were there, and I think my parents got to 1974 and said, "Okay, this is good enough. We're going to take this one straight to the grave," and that's the way their house is.
Do they have plastic on their couches?
God, no,
Okay.
no, we're not those kind of Italians.
Okay. Oh,
They have leather couches and they have matching leather chairs, like
adorable.
Archie Bunker chairs that face the television.
Great.
They sit side by side, and everything else. The rest of the people sit on the couches.
That's so great. But they're not the plastic cover Italians.
Oh God, no, no, we've never been plastic. I know about those. I had relatives that go over and go, why is it, why is there saran wrap on your couch? What
Yeah.
are we doing here?
Don't mess up the couch. Keep it nice and comfortable and sweaty. Did your parents have a lot of Catholic paraphernalia?
Some crosses. I mean, yeah, just the normal Italian stuff.
Right. But
Yeah,
like pictures of Jesus and like pictures of like
yeah, some of that.
saints.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. They're big into the saints and Jesus, and
I
yeah,
love
a
it.
lot.
The real deal, man.
Yeah, they still go to the St. Joe's altar and all that kind of stuff, and do all that kind
Oh.
of stuff. Yeah.
They've been going to the same church for forever?
My mom prays. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The same church
Wow.
that I denounced, that where I got beaten silly. Um, my mom goes and prays every day. She belongs to two prayer groups,
That's very sweet.
and they sit vigil with one of the saints. I can't remember which saint, but it's in the bottom of the church, and someone is with the saint 24 hours a day. So you can't
Wait,
leave. So if someone misses their shift and it's 3 in the morning, you got to stay there for an extra hour until someone else shows up.
wait a second.
Mhm.
Are we talking about a real person saint?
No, there's a statue of, like, I don't know if it's St. Joseph's or Mary, or
There's a statue?
yeah, and they sit there
You
and
have to sit
pray.
next to a statue?
Yeah, yeah. This is
Wow.
the my mom and dad are uber Catholics. Like,
Wow.
yeah, my mom, my dad will tell you, my mom will tell you that she was on her way to becoming a nun.
Wow.
And my dad put,
Yeah. You had
started
other ideas.
slinging that Tortorich cock around, things started changing it.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. She was on her way to nunhood.
That is incredible.
That is
And
correct.
you sit vigil 24 hours a day.
Yeah, when one person leaves, another one comes in. My buddy Moose is part of that. He goes and sits vigil.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
and
incredible.
Moose and my mom and my mom's sister-in-law, my uncle just died a year ago. They twice a day, they go to prayer.
That's
No, wait, no,
so
no. They go once a day to prayer group, but it's 2 different prayer groups.
Oh, so they double dip.
Yeah, so they go with this group on one day and then the other group the next day.
You know what? Good for them. Salute.
Yeah,
That's
and,
great.
that's why I made it through cancer according to my mom.
Hey,
They
why not?
prayed. They did some praying on me.
Good. That's
Mm,
very nice.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, good.
Mm,
Can I bring up one more thing? I know we have to go, but
yeah,
I am very curious about your thoughts on this because I really don't know what they are.
alright.
Um, this headline, of course, getting into my can I say I'm getting into my golden years? The winter of my life.
Yeah,
Am I there yet? Okay.
you can talk about that.
I mean, I don't maybe I'm in the autumn of my life, but I saw this headline, "Relaxing activity may prevent weight gain in older women." It's the study, and so they talk about we talk about cold water plunges and all the wonderful benefits that there are to that. We've been kind of talking about that for a while and like the Wim Hof thing and our buddy Carolla's really into it and it's like, people are super into it and lots of, whatever. Health benefits, great. But this article from New York Post says menopausal women, I'm not there yet, I'm sure I'm on my way, may be able to control their blood sugar better and gain less weight if they sit in a sauna every day. And the quote is our study suggests that whole body heat therapy could serve as an effective, non invasive solution for managing weight gain and insulin resistance associated with menopause. That's what the research team said out of, I don't know if you have feelings about this crew, the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Is that the 12-week experiment showed in mice, because, that's how we do, receiving the heat treatment had less aging related tissue damage and improved insulin sensitivity. And it goes on, but we talk about the cold plunge, didn't know about the sauna. I'm wondering if there's any truth to that.
I've always been a fan of saunas and steam rooms, but mostly saunas. I will
Why?
tell you,
You tell me.
I left sweating, and I've had Dr. Anthony J on this show that will tell you, the best way to get rid of some of these microplastics and everything else is to sweat them out. Now,
Really?
I sweat a lot every day because of the aerobics, but I love a sauna. As a matter of fact, I have a shed right outside of my office
Mhm.
that I will eventually turn into a sauna. I can
Really?
have a sauna right here on my property. Yeah. Now,
Great.
people ask me, I don't know if there's any truth. I would have to see more studies. One
Yeah,
study does not make
right.
the truth.
This is more of a let's bandy about the idea that they're, coming up with.
I love the way I feel when I sweat, do extra sweat. We talk about dehydration. You got to make sure you're
Right,
hydrating and doing everything else
right,
around it. That's why I never get in the sauna much in the summer because I'm already
right.
sweating and
Oh, yeah,
dehydrating
yeah.
a bunch.
Kill yourself.
But I do love the sauna. It's relaxing. It feels good.
Do you prefer why do you prefer a sauna over a steam room, I'm wondering?
I feel like I grew up in a steam room called Louisiana. Um,
The humidity you've had an ass full of and you're done.
although we are putting a steam shower in.
Oh,
Yeah, we have to fix up the bathroom upstairs, and I love steam showers because you come in. Let's say you're out hunting or you're out running. Let's say we go for a hike in the winter and it's like 18, 20 degrees. You come back, you kind of have that chill to your bones, right?
mm,
Get into a
mhm.
steam
Yep.
shower before you
Oh,
shower and just let that wash over you for 15,
oh,
20 minutes. It's
that
not
sounds
something you do every day or whatever.
no, that's medicinal.
When I was at Kristen's place this past winter, when we go out hunting and all that, and it turns out I had COVID during that time. I didn't realize it, but I was feeling like extra crappy.
Yeah.
And the bedroom I was in had a steam shower.
Oh,
I used the F out of that thing.
yeah, I bet.
Oh my God, it was good. And that's why,
And that's
go on.
well, that's why I wonder because I love the smell of a sauna. I love how quiet it is and the rocks and the water. But for me, I think that steam, just anecdotally, has more health benefits than the dry air. I like the steam.
It doesn't. It's hot as hot. I feel
Okay.
like I could breathe better in dry air than I can
Oh,
when
sure.
when you got a steam thing going. Uh,
I think it's just when you grow up with dry skin and and straw hair, you're like, I need a little humidity on
Yeah,
this. But
yeah,
yeah, they're both if hot is hot, then that's great.
yeah. I like, and by the way, I'm going to go one step further. All the pseudoscience I've seen on infrared saunas
Mhm.
does not hold any water. I've asked more experts than you can shake a stick at. Is there anything wrong with r- red light saunas or infrared saunas? Yes, there is something wrong with them.
Really?
They don't fucking get hot enough. They
Oh,
stop at like 140. I like my saunas to be 180, 190. That's where I sit in 140, 120. Most infrareds are 125. It's like, no, Vin, you don't understand that red has gone into your skin and been penetrating. Bullshit. If I could
I
keep, let,
I have so many
let me
questions
let me
about
give you
that.
let me give you Vinnie science. If I could keep my eyes open in here while I'm doing this infrared sauna, it ain't penetrating anything. If it was
Interesting.
penetrating, why do I have to? I could keep my eyes open looking at this stupid red light. I feel like I'm in a brothel somewhere in
In Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
I was given the opportunity, we won't say conned, to buying a handheld red light thing for my surgery for when it was over to promote healing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
Nothing.
came and went. I don't know.
Just like Hammerka Schlimmerka, whatever that company's called.
Yeah, American Schlimmer, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, put this red light on your hair to make your hair grow.
Yeah, right.
Folks, none of it. None of it's ever proven out. Every time I've been in an infrared sauna, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing other than I'm pissed off that it didn't get hotter than 140 degrees.
But even I mean, we don't you'll obviously never be the test subject on menopause, but we know at the very least, as you're saying anecdotally, that there are plenty of benefits to sitting in a nice sauna or a steam room.
Oh, tons, tons. I mean, science has proven it over and over again. Now, does that mean I'm against cold water plunges? I've seen a lot of people who have healed up a lot of things with the cold water.
Yeah.
Will I ever do it? Hell no. I hate being cold. I hate being cold for 1 second.
This is fascinating to me. Okay, because I was gonna say, obviously, they're 2 sides of the same coin. There are extreme temperatures that do something to your body. So, of course, Vinny does both. You don't do cold plunges?
No, the only time I
I
did
did one
anything
at the
cold,
resort. I
whenever
hated it.
whenever we had to, like, if you messed up your arm in football or your
Oh,
leg or your ankle or anything, we had to put them in ice water. And
right.
I did what I had to do. And boy, does it work. That's
Did
why I
you
know it works.
did you ever sit in the ice tubs after football?
No, no, it's like, why am I've already beat myself up. Why am I going to beat myself up more?
Good for you. Between
I'm not
hey,
going to double beat.
we've learned over the past month or so 2 important things about Vinny. He does not put meat on a salad, and he does not put his meat in an ice plunge.
That's right. That's right. I got in my pool. I usually get in my pool one time a summer.
Uh-huh. One time.
I sent you a picture. We called it
Yeah,
yachting. We put we
with the baby.
the puppy in a little floaty and floated it back and forth. We called it a yachting.
I gotta look at it again.
Yeah. Hold it up to the camera if you can find it,
Okay,
Gina.
hold on. I love that picture. Oh, that's the happiest baby on the planet. Look at this guy.
I think
Oh,
that's the neighbor kid in the thing with it. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, that's not you?
No, that's the neighbor kid. Um,
Oh, look at that happy
yeah,
baby.
and we were floating the kid back and forth with the kid. And by the way, I got in my pool up to my waist. I didn't even go in. Yeah, I got into the shallow end.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, yeah, look, people go, "Well, you hate pools?" No, if I can swim laps, like I belonged to the Y when I first moved
Sure,
here. I was swimming
sure.
laps, and I'm thinking about joining. It's very cheap. I shouldn't say cheap, inexpensive.
Yeah,
Thinking about joining again this winter to do some
yeah,
more
smart.
swimming in the pool because they got the pool at a certain temperature and what have you.
Sure, right.
And before that, I was doing it at UVA. But whenever Tallulah graduated, they went, "Okay, you're not a parent anymore. You."
Yeah, who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah. Speaking of parents, folks, my extra parent.
Close.
Gina, if Gina's kid, wait, hang on, Gina,
Extra family.
extra family.
Yeah.
If Gina's kid went to UVA, Gina, you would be able, as a step parent, go and use the gym. Now you got to pay a couple of bucks here.
Fine.
And no big deal, but it was cheap. And the gyms are great. They have like 4 of them on campus.
Oh
One
my
of
God.
them, one of them you can work out and you're watching the diving team doing it because they got the Olympic pool below.
Oh, that
You're
is
looking
so
out the
cool.
window. I would watch these kids. It was like watching the Olympics doing, like the triple Lindy.
Oh, yeah, the triple Lindy.
They would be up on the platform. It's like that kid's getting ready to do a triple Lindy.
That is so cool.
But they never did a triple Lindy. They weren't that good.
The triple Lindy. Oh my God, what a deep cut. That is so good. Yeah, amazing. Okay, my extra family, my parenting and step parenting account on Instagram. Please come over there and follow and like and interact. It's really, really fun. I really appreciate you. The food account, grain-free comfort food. I bet you can't guess who that was inspired by. Grain-free comfort food over on Instagram, and my personal Instagram, Gina Grad. And if you want my book, My Extra Mom, about being a step parent, and it's for little kids, if that piques your interest, go over to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the Amazon banner, and grab yourself a copy of My Extra Mom.
You know what to do with me, folks. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner. We also have the Superfan page. Rate and review. Now, 2 songs came to my mind during this show. The first one had to do with me. We're not going to play that one. It was Thomas Dolby. She blinded me with science.
Oh,
Yeah, when we were talking about that. But then Gina said something, and I went, you know what? This is a better song to go with.
Oh.
So, on behalf of Gina Grad, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with one, Mr. David Bowie.